Uh, what up, my real niggas?
What
How
up,
you
bro?
been?
How you doing?
How's your evening been?
Yeah, we good, we good.
Remember, I'm Seb. Who else we got?
I'm Jesse.
And I'm Dylan, as you guys already know.
Let's get into it. We've been talking about pirates a lot, but we haven't been talking about the government.
What about the
Not
government?
very much. Hey?
What about the
Well,
government? The
the
Navy.
government, yeah, the government and the navy, yeah, it implies order and protection and unity, yeah. Does it live up to its values?
Does the
Like,
Navy,
you
the
know,
Navy or the world government?
Hmm.
no, they're the same thing, bro. Are they the same thing? Cause like, look,
Yeah.
I got three
We won't pick at
oh,
semantics, bro.
yeah,
It's all right. We
yeah,
understand you, bro. We won't pick
yeah,
at
but
semantics.
I got three tiers of like power alignment at the moment, yeah, like,
Yeah.
cause like, all right, I got sword, the revs, and the government, the world
Okay.
government, yeah.
Yeah.
So I reckon, yeah, at the moment, the world government is looking for control and protection, yeah. The Revolutionary Army is looking for the truth and the erase history, and Sword is justice and power. So, like, this is how I see how the government's been split at the moment, and like, I want to dive into like how it will split, what's gonna happen, and what are your thoughts? You know, like,
I mean,
is the system itself corrupt, like
oh, well,
only
yeah.
for those on top, or
I mean,
like,
100%.
you know?
I'd say the system on top is completely corrupt. But when it comes down to, I think there's a few instances within the series where like Akainu is like, am I just some lapdog? It's like, yeah. At this point of the story, to us, you kind of look like
I
one.
mean,
You
I
know what I
mean,
mean?
I mean, literally.
Yeah.
I'm just jumping on top of that. Is that half of the faction of the Navy, they've got these cat or dog motifs, and we know
Yeah.
Mm.
dogs, like you said,
Or
they may
in
represent just
Zed,
being lapdogs, and then cats
Yeah.
may just
is
be,
there
you know,
Yeah.
what would you call a cat? You'd call it
sorry, bro,
cheeky.
is is there a connection with cats and dogs in Zoe? Sorry, I went off and cut you off, but like, would there be a connection with Zoe, the cats and dogs in the military? Like, would they have been part of the military or the navy at one stage? You reckon?
I kind of like what you're saying because of the Duke and Nekamamushi.
Yeah, they were
Okay.
two sides of
Yeah,
order in a way. One at night and one during the day, and that's how they sort of ruled. So in a way, yeah, there is some sort of metaphorical
yeah, of
instance there. We've got cats
course.
and dogs are two sides within the navy, and I just want to point out what you said before, Seb, because when you said split off into the navy, like these are different factions split off from the navy, the
Yeah,
world
it's
government.
like
You had the
different power
no, no,
groups kind of
hundred
thing,
percent.
or like
But my
what
first
they're holding
my
at the
first
moment.
thought is when you said the Revolutionary Army, I was like, that's not a branch of the Navy, but in a way, you are right. That is a branch that has split off from the Navy, and that's from Dragon
Yeah.
himself and the things that he's seen. He decided, no, I'm not going to do this. I'm going to leave the Navy and start
Mm.
my own thing.
Hmm.
And that's what became of the Revolutionary Army, which is you know you know, in a way, these factions are a fault, and these uprisings are a fault of the world government
But
and their
wait,
corruptness.
sorry, I'm a bit lost. Wait, did he say that the Revs were part of the Marines or
No, no,
that?
no. He
No,
said he
the
didn't say a
Revs is
part.
like
He said,
a take off, like a little split off, like,
yeah,
you
and
know.
I thought the same thing. Like, did he say revs? Is revs? But he
I
didn't
thought he
say.
said I thought he said Navy and World Government.
No, no. He said.
Yeah, that's the same thing. Navy and world government. I'm putting
Yeah,
them
He said. He
together.
said. He said these are branches of the world
yeah,
government that have split off
Yeah,
in a
like
way. So you
yeah.
had the navy.
like
He said,
the Revolutionary Army
and then
and
sword,
sword. Yeah,
which
these
he's
I
100%
reckon
right.
that right now. Yeah, this is what's holding up like these sort of values in power in the One Piece world at the moment. Like, because like I said again, the government wants control and power, which is Imu. Yeah.
Mhm.
And the Revolutionary Army, Dragon, he's known the history of the world and
We don't know
like
how much.
Vegapunk as
I'm
well.
just going to cut
Well,
you off
well,
one
I
sec. We don't know
reckon,
how much
well,
he knows. He might know the whole
yeah,
thing, but he might know nothing
Yeah.
We just don't know how much he knows,
Yeah.
but he does know about God Valley, so he does know enough. Keep going, Seth.
So would you reckon? Would you swap it with them with sword? Because I got sword, yeah. Like they're seeking for justice and power. So do you reckon the Revs seek justice and power more than like truth and erase history? Because like they want everyone to know like the truth. It's like, you know how people get done for telling the truth.
Yeah.
Like, what's that dude's name?
I agree. So
Anyways.
in regards of what you're talking about, I think a big way the Navy keeps people in check is justice, by seeing justice on their back. But for the Navy, it's never really told what justice means. And Oda explains this as different characters. They all have their own different versions of
I was
justice.
just going to ask, what does justice kind of mean to you guys then, if that's the case? Like, because every Marine has their own sense of justice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it comes down to our values in what we regard as our values, and same as these characters. You know, for example, we could probably name a few off our top of our head, like Akainu. You know, he's absolute justice. You know,
Yeah, all of them like represent different sorts of
yeah,
justices, man.
100%,
Like,
and they've got it written on their back. So, like, what does that mean? Is that like that's our big stamp? You know, is bringing
Yeah.
justice, but then giving every individual person, you know, you're fighting for justice, but what is justice? You know, and then having it on their back, so you're saying, you know, come up with justice however you want. You know, this is your justice. Your justice is the Navy's justice. Is that what they're trying to portray? Look, I'm.
or are they portraying like a fake justice?
In a way, it is a fake justice too.
Like,
You know, like.
or
You
is
know,
it someone's ideology? You
yeah,
know?
it is. It is. It's all emus.
That's the concept here. I think that's a big. I think that's what a lot of people defer from, and I think it can even. I think it works in any type of metaphor. It's the fact that, like, think about it like this, guys. That everyone's justice is selfish. Luffy's even said himself, like, I'm selfish over meat, but I don't think his justice is selfish. You get what I'm saying? I think everyone that we have seen so far, their justice is very selfish, and his justice. What is his justice? You know what I mean?
What about Kuma?
It's just
Can I ask you something?
Kuma was very unselfish.
Who defines justice? Like, what is just? Like, who
and that's
says
the whole
that?
concept
I
of.
want to answer
It
that.
sounds like it's
I
just
want
a
to answer that.
selfish term right
I
now.
want to
It's
answer
like
that.
where we are right now. It almost feels like it's quite the selfish term to be like, because every character has their own justice, and that's what we're seeing right now. Is that justice in the One Piece world has become such a hugely egotistical, selfish term where it's your own idealisms, it's your own way or the highway. It's this is what's right. When Luffy, I don't think he's looking for justice. He's just looking for freedom. Freedom.
Yeah. So, would you say that freedom is ultimate justice?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. And there could be aspects of that. But we know there are people who follow their justice and they aren't free. You know, someone like Kizaru, you can see he's bound by his chains of his authority. I just want to answer the question that you said before. You know, you said is justice?
Is following an order of justice though?
I mean, he's got his own form of justice, which is what's Kizaru's justice? It is what is it? I can't remember. I'll find out 1 second.
What was the question? Sorry.
I was just going to answer what we said before while I find out what Kizaru's justice is. Is that Doflamingo said it best, you know? The ones who make the rules are the victors who win at top, you know?
Yep.
I can't remember the exact
Yeah,
words,
well,
but
at the moment, that's Imu.
yeah,
He was
that's
probably
Imu at
talking
top.
about
You know?
Imu at that point, you know?
Imu decides what's right or wrong, you know, because they won the war, you know? And then whoever takes over next will decide what's right and wrong. Because, you know, their governing body is the Navy, so Navy is law and order. Yeah, keep going.
Yeah. Because, like, I reckon there's going to be cracks in the world government and, like...
unclear justice.
Look, unclear.
Yeah,
we're
that's
seeing that.
unclear.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
look,
it's what everyone's suffering from in the government
yeah.
right now. A lot
No,
of
that's Kizaru. I was talking about Kizaru.
Fujitora's unclear justice.
No, he's
Kobe.
blind. He's blind
That's what
justice.
no blind justice. That's where I was gonna go next, bro.
It's. I think the whole concept of when that whole term unclear justice came into play, I think the first person that we've actually seen in the series go through unclear justice was Smoker when he started to like Luffy. I think at Koichi then was the second one when we saw how he saved Ohara. I think the
Yeah.
term unclear justice is, and I think that's what I mean.
Did
Like,
is Kizaru's justice is now a bit like how you going? You know?
well, that's what
Well,
I'm saying.
he claims he's more free. He claims he's more free now that he's apart.
funny
He's
how
away
they-
from.
It's funny how they refer him
Maybe.
to unclear justice when the question I was like, so does following an order mean you're following your justice?
Well,
Exactly
essentially,
right.
if that is his justice, is following
what
orders.
Yeah.
So it's almost like saying, it's almost like this. When I ask the question, what is his justice? It's no different to unclear. Because what is
No,
unclear.
I agree. And we've seen in
Yeah.
we seen in Egghead.
It's like
Yeah,
it's like what the CIA does, like Black Ops shit.
Well, we've seen that exactly in Egghead. Is that he was sort of split in his decision making, and he was doing things that he didn't really want to do, and you could tell he didn't want to do it, but he was just following orders. So it was really unclear on how he was really feeling. Well, I feel like you could get a little inkling of how he is feeling, but feeling on what he wants to do exactly. He was sort of split on that.
It's crazy how like Oda's been able to show so much like emotion through the characters and stuff, like like even like how we're talking about like characters' feelings. I just think that's crazy, bro.
No, yeah, 100%.
Mad character development, like
I was thinking about this today actually. Like, Oda does a very good job of making us feel for characters and letting you sink in the moments, because a lot of animes nowadays are very, very fast paced, and it's like very action fighting. But even early arcs, you really get the feeling of characters and how they feel, which I feel like a lot of other animes, it's all explosions, action. That's why I really like Frieren, and I'm very excited for season 2 because I felt like it wasn't all about the battle, and I like their take on the show. It was the post battle. It's like, what do we do now once everything's finished? And then you see how human they are and how they feel, and what they discover and learn.
I'd say that Oda's very good at such complex writing of the human emotion, the human moral, understanding right from wrong. I think Oda's the best at putting you in a villain's shoes as well, which is something very hard to do. And I think
100%.
what's very cool about that is there are countless characters in One Piece where if you turn around and you go, I hate that person, I hate that character, it's almost, you'd know Oda would be laughing at you going, you got a bit of a childish brain. You know what I mean? Because
circumstances make the character.
A big concept is Blackbeard, guys. He did everything right, and we can't get mad at him for that. And I think Luffy will understand that.
I think,
eventually.
I think that's the beauty of Luffy's character is that he's able to see the true nature of beings. He's been able to do it since the very start, since the little dog, man. And he was able to see the crew members as soon as he's seen Zoro, as soon as he's seen Kobe. He told his true feelings, and he sees their true nature.
You know how sorry to cut you off, like Luffy can see the true nature, yeah? Flip it on its head. Imu can see like the opposite of true nature, like your greed, that's how he gets you.
I like that.
Your fears or Luffy's
you're
like
dark. Well, actually, you're 100% right there, Seb, because what did Imu do to Dory and Broggy? And he used their weaknesses, and even Rocks. He used their weaknesses against them and made them falter. And I
he
gave you power.
Freaking the dude from what's his name? The King, King Harold.
Even King Harold, yeah,
He tricked him, bro.
yeah,
Yeah.
100%, 100%. You're 100% right
Manipulated
there.
the shit
So
out of him, bro.
in a
King
way,
Harold is a massive powerhouse at this point too, which is crazy. So Domi reversing someone like King Harold is a feat within itself.
yeah,
Huge feat.
it makes you think who cannot be
Mm.
done by this. Because
Oh,
if King Harold is the
what
tier of rocks, and I know you
what
won't
about
agree,
this? Yeah.
rocks is top tier, but if
Oh,
King Harold and rocks are the top tier of the verse, and Imu can just flip them like that, nobody's safe, man.
bro.
That's debatable, boys. That's debatable,
What
boys.
if
We're gonna have this debate,
you
bro.
right? So yep, Imu gets you by playing a game of Go. You know that game with the tiles
Yeah.
and
Yep,
stuff.
flip the pieces. We've seen
So
that. We've seen
yeah,
that. We've seen that analogy.
that's the contract. So you actually he's playing a game of Go with you, and he's like, you know the chick that's the best chess champion in the world. They made a movie. Like
Yeah, Queen's Gambit.
yeah, yeah. Imu's
Or
like
is
the
that based on
Queen's
real story? I
Gambit,
don't know. Yeah,
and he just
you're,
takes over.
you're playing a
But
game with
like,
him, and then when you lose,
yeah, like
then
his
I think
power might be like playing that game. So like you have to accept the game, or you like an Inception, like you get brought into the game unknowingly. So he lures you into a game like you lure a fish, an animal, like he's preying on you,
yeah,
and then
I could see it being
you're
the
like,
case.
fuck, I'm already in the game. Just like how King Harold, yeah, he found out that he was in the game until it was too late. Then he had to get executed by his own people, I suppose.
Maybe there is a big deeper meaning that it's all Imu's playing some sort of game. But
I don't know. When I see
Or
Image,
is it just life's a game?
look, when I personally see Image power, I think first of all we all think it's too overpowered,
Mm.
but not in almost it. To be fair, almost in a bad way. Almost in a bad way. But because Oda's such a good writer, that's what we're all excited for. For like, how are you gonna pull this off, man? Because you just created one of the craziest anime antagonists, bro. You've almost created Marvel's The Hand. If you guys know who The Hand is from Marvel, it's
no,
almost like it's
explain.
so I think it's
Is
Stanley's
Stan
hand,
Lee's
drawing
hand?
hand,
Do
drawing hand.
you know what that reminds me
So
of?
the Adams family,
Uh,
It
they
reminds
have
me
the
of
Adams.
no. The hand in Adam's family wasn't even powerful, was it? I can't remember. No, I'm thinking of Smash Bros. Remember the original 64 Smash Bros? And then you had the hand, and he was the
yeah,
big villain, and he could
yeah,
do everything. He could mimic everything.
something like
I
I
think
can't remember.
was it Mario's glove? Was the hand or something like that?
It was the Nintendo Wii
No, it was
glove. If I'm
before the Wii, bro. Before the Wii, I think.
because
I don't know. Don't quote me on that.
I don't know. I think they
The
introduced that.
The Wii's about 20 years old at this point. Yeah.
Pretty old, pretty old. But yeah, it reminds me of like characters like Deadpool and the Hand and the Beyonder. Like,
Mm.
so there's been characters like these in history of fiction, but this
Yeah.
is Oda's taken homage from this and done something a little different here because he's mixed gods and magic and stuff with it.
Mm.
But when it comes to what we're seeing right now, man, I just find it so weird how can you narratively give anyone else a power to defeat Ibu at
Can I
this
just say,
point? How
I
Would he be on the level with Luffy at the moment?
think he's a
sorry?
different. I think he's a different tier.
Would he be on the same
Emu's
level
different
as
tier.
Luffy at the moment, or higher,
Different tier.
I
or
think
lower?
I have to say Luffy is above, and I know people are
Right
just like,
now,
how?
right now,
Yeah, I
bruh.
know it's a crazy take.
Did you watch the last episode of One Piece? It made me realize Luffy's not that guy yet. After seeing Joy Boy's haki. Oh shit. Wait. How do I change the view? Okay. After seeing Joy Boy's haki,
Yeah,
Luffy got a long way to go. He got a long way to go. He ain't on that tier yet. It just got at the last episode of One Piece just got animated, and we saw Joy Boy's
I think
haki.
people,
Bro, that
I,
looks
I,
so good.
I think people interpreted Luffy's face wrong. I think a lot
No,
of people.
do you think Luffy can do that sort of haki right now?
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that when Luffy saw it all coming out, I think something came to it. Because as we know, at the start of Elbath, he starts naming techniques differently, and he
Mm.
starts doing things a little differently.
What,
He
Dawn?
starts
Are you talking about
he's
Dawn?
yeah, he starts saying dawn naturally, and he starts moving around more joy boyish. I'm telling
Been
you, I
doing that since
think
Elbath.
Oh, maybe
No, sorry,
do you reckon
since
it's like
Egghead.
vibrations that make him like he's getting closer to becoming Joy Boy? Like it's
yeah,
like it's
I,
like the rumbling. It's getting closer to the rumbling, but like Joy Boy coming out.
yeah.
Do you
See,
think?
I
Do you think? And I want to go back to Imu straight after this. Do you think? You know, he is Nika, like he is portraying himself as Nika, or is this just
If
like the first stage of it? Like we still have the full Nika form to come. Like this is like a hybrid. What do you guys think on that? Like, is this just we're getting a taste of Nika, but we haven't seen the full Nika because we
said
don't
it.
even know if Nika was human.
I've said it
oh
over and over and over again. I always go off just being literate, and I like being literate about what I'm reading. And I feel like when the Gorosei said the fruit's never been activated, the fruit's never when it's never been awakened, it's never been this, it's never been that. I feel like they were implying the fruit is finally being used properly now. I feel like Luffy, when he ate it, all he could do was stretch. I think now we're going to see True Gear second, True Gear third, True Gear fourth, and True Gear five all in Gear fifth
Do you?
mode. But it's not going to look like that exactly because this is what the fruit should have looked like in the first place. The fruit should have always looked like this when he ate it.
Yeah.
That's why I don't think he's not even awakened yet. This is just the fruit finally
that's
doing what it was meant to do.
that's pretty
I
crazy
like that thought.
theory. Can I throw something out there?
Yep.
Yeah, please.
I forgot. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, now what were you saying?
No, but
Oh,
yeah,
you did
can
actually forget. I thought you were joking around. You
Yeah,
started something first.
no,
No, no. I just want
no.
to say. I'll say something.
I've lost my train of thought. Sorry.
I want to say something. So, if this is the like, if we do end up seeing the full Nika form, do you think Joy Boy ever reached its full potential? And if not, we will probably yeah. Do you think Joy Boy reached its full potential? And will Luffy surpass Joy Boy in what he could do with the fruit?
This is what I was gonna go before. Sorry, I lost my train of thought.
Well,
Like,
answer my question first.
think, no, yeah, yeah. Think of this, yeah. Joy Boy is like the Avatar, yeah.
yeah,
You know how the Avatar goes to all the ancestors and stuff. So Luffy, when he unlocks a true potential, he will become Joy Boy and Nika because like it's probably the devil and the fruit, and like he'll become like an Avatar version. Like you know when the Avatar goes glowing and his arrow glows.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like that could probably be the full form that I
I like
reckon.
I like what you mean because I agree with Seb where
Because there were
those
avatars
markings
beforehand as well.
uh,
Yeah,
not with the whole Avatar take, but the markings. I believe those markings are going to come back and have something to do with all this.
Well, while we're talking about Nika, do you think Nika was because we know Joy Boy was an actual person? Is
mm.
Yeah,
Nika a person? Was Nika originally a person? What do you guys think about the whole take on Nika? Was Nika a god?
Oh,
Was it someone who was
or,
referred to as a god? A devil
or or or
from the
was it a
first?
story that got
Yeah,
brought into
yeah. Or was
fruition?
it just a tale that people talked about and then it became a real thing? I actually like
first of
that take.
all,
I like that take, Seb.
first of all, first of all, Nika was the realest nigga. Okay.
Back in my day,
Nika,
Nicky came down with some juice.
but other than that, I don't know, man. When it comes down to who he was and what he represented, I think we're all very lost in that complexness of the names. There's Joy Boy and there's Nika, and it's like, who's who?
I think
Who's who?
from what I
Are they the
understand,
same?
look, I actually like Seb's take, and I've thought about that too. Is that it's possible that you know there maybe were no gods in the beginning of One Piece. Every time we see someone revere as a god or refer to themselves as a god, um, it's because they're at the top of the world. They're at the top of what they're doing. We have Doflamingo saying he's God. We
Yeah,
have the celestial dragons saying they're gods. And gods are
yeah,
just another version of king in a way. We've got, um, you know, the Lunarians were called gods because they lived at the Red Line and they were at the top of the world.
Mm.
You've
yeah,
got Imu calls themselves a god. We have
yeah.
Enel called himself a god.
I know, yeah.
And then we have people calling Luffy a god. But is Luffy a god?
But are they
Um,
all self-proclaimed God, or do you
exactly,
become a
exactly.
God if someone claims you?
Well, maybe
Like
it's
God Usopp didn't want to be a god, but he became one.
I like that. I like that spin
You
on it.
know?
Maybe it's a bit of both, Seb. Like you have to have people to believe in it. But, is it through fear, or is it through people that want to believe in you? So
Is it through justice?
yeah,
But whose justice?
yeah,
Which way do you see it?
yeah, no, 100%. So Imu rules through fear, or rules through people unknowingly fearing the government. So and then the sun god might have been the same thing. It might have been not a thing, and like you said, it might have been a story passed on through slaves that the sun god will free and appear us, and then because we know devil fruits are made from the dreams of people, so eventually, if that is true, then a fruit would have came to be the sun god, or maybe there was a person that first said, "I am the sun god." And I will take that position. And maybe they weren't,
Mm.
but maybe
Or
they ended up
like
being that.
people faking to be Luffy or faking to be Sanji.
I don't
No,
want
that was a real person
to. I don't
actually.
want to talk
He
about
got his
Free.
head caved in.
Look, I don't want to talk about Free Run again, but there's a moment in Free Run. I think it's my actual favorite moment. Is that in the story there is like a
Yeah.
legendary sword. Yeah.
Freeman's great
Yeah.
though.
No.
Freeman's
Free Run's amazing. Free Run's amazing. There's like a legendary sword, and they go in the future. They go past this legendary sword, um, and they talk about Himmel the hero, and
yeah,
Himmel was this hero, and this legendary sword, it picks the person who's chosen, and you think Himmel was the
yeah,
one that grabbed that sword, but he never took the sword. He wasn't able to
Oh,
lift it
really?
out of the rock, so it's like a sword of the stone sort of thing. And
yeah.
then we see the new
Excalibur.
character who carries swords and weapons, and he's looking at that sword, and he's like,
I'm gonna
Himmel,
get the
and then you
sword.
see Himmel's backstory. Himmel's like, you know even though I can't pick that sword, it's not going to stop me from trying to be a hero. I'm still going to try and be a hero. And the funny fact is that he ends up becoming a hero, so his sword is made into a heroic sword itself. And it actually gives less value on the sword because the sword didn't choose Himmel. And, Himmel was able to do it without no prophecy or chosen thing. So it makes me
Whoa.
think like, and even the guy looked at the sword. I can't remember his name, the red dude. He looked at the sword like, I don't want that sword now because it couldn't even choose like Himmel, so you disregarded the legendary sword itself. So it makes me think,
Yeah.
maybe it was something like that. Someone filled the position, and there was a position. People talked about this story, just like um, think about the story of Bonnie. Yeah, so Bonnie's like,
Yeah.
you know, let's find Nika, let's find Nika. There's this legendary figure, and Kuma's telling the story about Nika, and then Bonnie, by seeing the stories and actually seeing Nika,
Mm.
becomes Nika herself. So that could be a
Oh,
play
so
on the whole story
could
itself.
could she be a representation of Joy Boy
Nika, literally,
or
literally.
Nika?
Yeah,
Just like how Ace could have been like Nika
yeah.
or Joy Boy,
No, I do, I do,
like but it was
I think you're
Luffy.
hitting the nail on the head,
So
Seb. So I think,
yeah, so she's like her Luffy's Ace kind of.
yeah. So I think you're hitting the nail on the head. I think Ace could have been one too, and I actually think that Shanks and Roger, the plan was to give the fruit
Oh,
to
do you
Ace.
reckon that's why like the mother flame never dies? Because like people's souls or the mother flame keeps going on, like it goes on to different people and like burns different people. Eventually, it'll go back and like get the right one.
No, I think there is some element to that. I think that's a whole nother conversation we got to have. What is the mother flame? But let me just finish what I'm saying
Yeah.
with this. Is that yeah, I do think that you know stories become real by people fulfilling the spots, and
Mm,
if you come up with a story, and Usopp's the perfect example of this. All of his lies and stories, and you know, yeah, he says things, and they might seem as lies, but when they come true, are they still lies? Or are they now real?
Premonitions.
Yeah, they're premonitions, so they're not lies anymore. If he says, there's an island like this, and then he
No,
ends up becoming
no.
that, that's a premonition.
Usopp is
Or assumptions of
Usopp's the best example of fake it till you make it.
Yeah, 100%. And I just want to say one thing. I think this whole story and, said we're going to be blurry, is the biggest comparison I have with is Destiny and Fate. Yeah? I think
Yeah.
Luffy's side represents Destiny and or the battle between Destiny, and Fate, and I think Blackbeard too, where Blackbeard, I think he thinks he's fated to
Could
be
they
the
be
one.
the same thing?
I think they're very close, but I think they're different.
Like, could you explain the difference, or do you know?
Yeah, so how I would explain it is Fate is like this is, and we see this through Van Orga and Usopp in particular.
Yeah.
Van Orga is like these things were meant to happen. He's like it's a part of the plan, and I think Blackbeard's character fully represents that, and Luffy's character is and Usopp in particular is Destiny. Destiny is like this was. I feel like how you explain Destiny is Destiny can change, and you can change your destiny, and it's something that can happen. Yeah. Anyway, I would love to do more of an analysis on it because I think both sides are very important, and I do think Luffy, he'll realize he's part of this big plan, and I think he might reject it. And I've got this feeling he'll get to the One Piece and he'll be like, "No, I don't want everyone to tell me what I'm supposed to do,"
Yeah.
because that means he's not free if he's a part of this whole big plan. And Luffy wants to be the freest person. If he's part of a big prophecy, he's gonna hate that. And I would love to see that sort of thing. Everyone thinks the One Piece is funny, and he's like,
100%.
I don't like this. But I've also realized how important destiny is because Roger said it in his speech, man. He said, "Inherited will, the dreams of people, which is haki and devil fruits. That's real manifestation." And he said the destiny of age. So it's like destiny of time. So I do want to do more of an analysis on it. Maybe we could do a whole video on it. But yeah, I'll leave it there at that point.
I'll ask you too. Then of that question, what's the fate and destiny of the government, the world government, everything?
So where do we see him going in the story?
Yeah. Like, how much time do you reckon that they have? Like, because like their fate, I reckon, is not time. Like, I reckon between 10 and 100 chapters. Like, they're gonna see a massive calamity happen in the world government.
Oh, you speak on it first, too, because I talked a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, because like, look, Fujitora, yeah, he's one of the admirals that like questions the system, and like I reckon that Fujitora is gonna be the like middle of what's about to happen. Like he's gonna decide where it goes, because I reckon his justice and like he's my favorite character and everything. Like I just like
What
the
do you
way
like
he
about
is,
him?
bro. He just doesn't give a fuck, bro. Like he represents moral absolute justice. Like he prioritizes like people over orders, bro, and he defies the celestial dragons. Like why he defies the government, and why do they have him in there if he acts that
but
way?
why does he work for kings? That's another thing. Why does he work for kings? Because even his Vivre card and like his data book makes it clear that he was a prisoner that got hired by his kingdom, and then he won some tournament in his kingdom, became the top bodyguard, and then the world government heard the news about his strength and hired him. That's what it states in his SBS/Vivre card. But what I gathered from that is, wait a minute. So you were a criminal and you decided to continue to work for kings? That sounds like unclear justice again,
Well, isn't that what Flamingo was kind of doing?
Yeah, it could be like a.
Sorry.
Yeah, go Seb.
Wasn't that like kind of like what Doflamingo was kind of doing? Like he's a celestial, but he's a pirate in a way.
And he ended up working for them for his own intentions. So maybe it is.
Yeah.
Maybe Seb's right. Maybe he did this for a reason, and we don't know his full story. He might have ulterior motives,
Like,
and
yeah,
we know
look at
he
his
sees.
eyes.
And I think it might just be, he just wants a better state of the world because we know he blinded himself because of the state of the world. So
the thing, he hated.
So he wants to change it from the inside, and maybe that's, maybe he was labeled as a criminal, but there's more to it than that. Do you guys see him
Yeah,
joining
because like
Sword, or where do you see
I
him
don't
at the
know.
end of the story?
All I know is that he wants to destroy it from the inside out.
He wants to change
And
it. He doesn't want to. I don't think he
yeah,
wants to
he's
destroy it,
prob-
but like change it.
yeah, but
He
he's
doesn't like
gonna join the winners.
he doesn't like pirates, but he now likes Luffy,
Yeah.
which is honestly strange because his main goal was to
Oh,
abolish the warlord system. He doesn't
I
like the
think
fact
Well,
he thought it was so corrupt to
it's
have
true,
pirates work for them.
but it is true. We
I,
see all the
I,
pirates have their own agendas.
I I believe he felt that way because like Fujitora before he used to be able to see it. Like he'd make a judgment of seeing. Now he can't see. He makes judgments like more wisely, like
Yeah,
more meditated. Like
He
his
sees,
mindset's different.
he does
He
have
sees
observation.
like
He sees probably
yeah.
feelings and intentions.
He can probably
yeah.
do what Luffy does, like see the best in people.
I mean, Luffy, Usopp, and Sanji. Every time they're the only ones that we've seen, and yeah, they're the only ones that we've seen observation hockey animation get that flavor where it's like different color auras of people.
Mm.
They're the only ones that we've seen have it so advanced where it's like they're seeing the different aura emotions of people, and they'll purposely animate it like different colors. If a female's red hot, Sanji will be able to tell if she's lustful, she's pink, or like, you know what I mean. We've seen that
Yeah,
shit
Yeah, we
before.
have.
that's observation.
I think when it comes to those four characters, they have such advanced observation. I think it's even more advanced than Katakuri because I'll always stick by this. Sanji is the first person to dodge Katakuri. Let's never forget that. Let's never forget that.
What scene was that? I can't remember.
It took Luffy 7 or 8 episodes to finally start countering this man, and he still couldn't dodge.
Yeah.
Sanji's first encounter with this man.
I can't remember that.
What does that say about Sanji, bro?
He had Katakuri shook. Yeah, and
That's pretty sick.
he even had the other Big Mom pirates looking around like, what? And Oda has never came back to this concept. Like, are you telling me you move faster than the future? You move you move quicker than the future to the point that the future can't even keep up with you? That is awesome writing, bro.
Bro, you just saw a sneak peek into like Oda was showing us the future there, and now he's gonna show us like in a couple episodes more or later on.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how does Sanji move quicker than the future itself? You guys, that's insane. That's almost.
Yeah, no, that is interesting. That is interesting.
So would he move faster than Light, dude? The Admiral?
So the only time I've seen a feat like this, and that's what I mean. Oda doesn't realize. He probably does realize how quick this is, though. But the only time I've seen this is when the Flash outran Death.
Is that like the cartoons or a movie one?
No, yeah, it's in the movies. The Flash outran Death.
Didn't Superman move so fast that he reversed time?
And made it slow down?
Yeah, he reversed the planet's time.
Yeah, so there's a lot of different variations of Superman that can do that. Superman even tied Wonder Woman's rope around Earth and dragged it across
do
the
you
world.
reckon that the person who had the Nika fruit stretched the world at one time and made a void? If we're going off that,
what do you mean
how
by
could that be possible?
What do you mean by void?
The void century was made because time got stretched, and we're not allowed to stretch time in One Piece. So maybe time was stretched, but it was stuck. I don't know. I'm just throwing stuff out there.
I don't know if I'd like that. Unless he writes it in a good way.
No, because like, all right, someone with the powerful devil fruit
Yeah.
is the world at one stage or something can stretch the world, stretch time, and then you stretch it so much you get too greedy. Like you make a black hole, a void or something, yeah. And that's probably where
Bro,
Imu and
bro,
I think
right,
if you're
that's
messing
right.
with time, you're messing with time. You have to write it really well.
to write it well, exactly right. And Seb just read it well.
Dylan's gonna cook.
Jesse, what he's just said is the perfect way to write it. You do not affect the future of the past if you've stretched it here and you still are containing these time. Bro, like you
It's
said,
time
you're
in a different place, just
so,
contained.
so hear me out. I
Yeah,
know this is gonna be
I'm
hard.
listening. I'm listening. Speak.
Say you have 1 minute.
Yep.
Say it's 6:36 p.m., right?
Yep.
Yeah.
You go like this to 6:36 p.m., right? Most people, if they recorded for that 1 minute on your phone, you'd see all those sections, kind of like puddings fruit. You'd see all
Oh,
those sections, right? Image going like this. And
oh,
like
imagine.
I said, Imu's getting a bit greedy. Dude,
Mm.
I love this concept because
Wait,
it's
you saying
such a
Imu's the one that stretched the time, or the original
yeah.
Joy Boy?
It like Seb said, got a bit too
Mm.
greedy with the concept of the power to do so, creating a void in one of those time structures. And maybe that void was
Oh,
created 800 years ago. Maybe 800 years ago when you nearly
someone
you
got too greedy.
yeah, just to win, you did this. You did what Seb is saying. You stretched a moment of time, and
Or the world, a
you
person.
yeah, but you moved through that moment in time. That way, it does not affect any canon or history or anything that Earth is writing. But you
What's
can still stretch this moment in time and pace through those moments. But no matter
Mm.
what, you are not. The only way you're affecting history is if you're the person that can fucking do this.
all right? All right.
Oh.
Let's say this is the
We've
case.
seen
I
example
like
of
the
this
idea.
in Long Long Land. Yeah, that's probably the first place where they try to test it
Bang!
out, like a
Okay,
nuclear bomb. Yeah,
bro, his
test it
theory is
out.
so accurate. The first place that we have
You're making it
witnessed.
better.
Am I cracking up? Is my volume cracking up by the way right now?
That's fine. That's fine.
Apologize, guys. I'm getting so excited. Like I really can't get over the fact that what he has said is so genius, bro. Long Ring Longland is the first pure definition of this. It's of his theory, bro.
All
Like
right.
if someone is
Stretching of time.
I,
stretching time
I like
and
the
contain.
I like the concept, but what are the consequences of sort of something like this happening? Let's say this is
You
true.
alright, you create Imu. Like you stretch it so much that something comes out of the darkness, and then bang, Imu. That's the
Oh,
consequences
All
of
right.
your action.
All right. Let's talk. Let's. All right, I like it. I like it. But
wait,
let's
wait,
talk about
wait,
Emu.
wait. I'm about to blow your minds.
Yep.
The the consequence is devil fruits reappearing.
Oh.
It's devil fruits reappearing in random locations. That's
So there was no devil, like no one
that's
had use for devil
Imu
fruits,
had
and then
control of them all. I guarantee Imu had control of them all, but because they're doing this, that's the consequence. Imu was slowly losing power over 800. Imu has been slowly losing power over 800 years because they're using this concept. And I believe that is what they are losing, and that's their
Are you
weakness.
saying the devil fruits came out of the black hole? Because I feel like
The,
the devil fruit's got to be connected to a tree of some sort.
no, I think the birth of devil fruits is completely different, but I think the reincarnation of them is all Imu's fault.
Could
I
be.
think
Could be.
Imu
hmm,
I think Imu doing what Seb is saying is causing devil fruits to appear on this tree again. Because what if Imu came in
hmm,
contact with that person, and because Imu has been fucking with the flow of time, but not exactly, the devil fruit still has to exist. An inanimate
hmm.
object still has to exist. A poneglyph
Well,
still has
even
to
though
exist.
it's stuck somewhere else, like it exists over here. So the
Yes,
devil fruits are stuck over here, like it contained, but they're
yes,
leaking out,
they're
and
leaking out.
or like
Yes, and that's what I mean. Emu has tried so hard to contain history, contain the world to the point that this is how I believe that's Emu's downfall.
hmm,
Biggest stake is devil fruit breeding, almost
Wait.
Re- reincarnation.
So do you think devil fruits are?
bro,
I think this is a good
no.
discussion to have. Do you think devil fruits are a scientific creation, or it's some sort of magical something else?
It's probably a hybrid of everything, bro. Soon there'll be cyborgs, bro. Cyberpunk. That might be in 50, 100 years.
Yeah,
So you know,
I think I
You
think
talking about
devil
in the real
fruit.
world, cyberpunk?
no, but as in devil fruits, I don't know.
I think devil fruits are magical. Like, yeah, I think they're magical now.
I,
No doubt in my mind.
Look, I think they are scientific based created, but I think there might be some sort of magical element to it. Because we know Vegapunk can recreate it, and if he can recreate it, that means they definitely would have been able to do it in the past.
So the reason why I think that they're magical is because Saturn was only able to turn them into blood pretty much. He wasn't able to like use the fruit. And uh Caesar wasn't able to recreate the fruit, and neither was Vegapunk. Vega wasn't able to recreate the fruit. The
Yeah, he
only
was.
thing
He was
Vega
able to recreate fruits. He was able to
no,
recreate green blood too.
no, he wasn't able to
Yeah, he did
actually
Momonosuke's fruit. He replicated that, and he was able to
uh
replicate powers. He just said it failed because
Bro,
the color wasn't the same.
the
he
devil fruit is magic, will,
he
and
said the color wasn't the
power.
same. I nearly forgot that, but yeah, I still want to stick to my guns
Look,
here and
I
kind of
do think there might be some magical elements in the story, and maybe we should discuss that. Like, where do you think these magical elements come from? Is it because we know Imu was a person? Where it's been stated this Imu Nerona, part of the Nerona family. Did Imu get taken over by someone, or was Imu always some sort of
Yeah, no,
some
that's what
being?
I reckon on Imu, bro.
Did they do
I reckon he's
tests
a.
on Imu in the Void Century, and then something
Mm,
happened to Imu and turned into something else? Were they tapping into some darker power source? What do you guys think about this?
bro, Imu, yeah, he's fucked.
Well, from what I think Imu might have had something to do with.
no. That's a great way to spin it. That's a
Okay.
great way to spin it. I love this conversation today, guys, because no, this is honestly a great way to spin it and make us feel bad for the government in certain ways again. Like we've all
Yeah.
said that Oda's obviously going to do that in some way.
Mm.
It make us feel bad
For
for
Imu.
certain characters.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think we're 100% we're
and,
gonna feel bad for Imu, and
and
even the
bro,
Celestial Dragons. As much
oh,
as we hate them, I think we'll
oh,
find out the
shit,
Celestial Dragons are tools.
Yeah,
shit, guys.
yeah.
What is the main theme of One Piece that everyone that a One Piece hater that's watched One Piece all the way, a One Piece hater, what is the main thing they always say?
Um,
Goes to an
Backstory.
island.
It's too long.
Hold on. No, he goes to an no.
Wait, you
The
talking about
haters,
haters of the whole story or haters of what?
haters of the story.
Oh, they'll say it's too
This,
long.
no, they always say this. This is what haters that have watched the whole thing say.
Oh, okay.
It's the same. They always go. It's the same concept. He goes to an island, saves a princess, saves a kingdom, frees a kingdom, like yada 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 yada. Oh,
Mm.
people are being experimented on. Genocides are happening, etc. etc. Bro, hold on a minute, Jesse. What you just said. Is it a possibility Imu's doing all this stuff because all that happened to Imu?
Yep. I do.
Oh,
We do know.
Imu?
We do know.
oh,
Like,
hurt people, bro.
hurt people, and
Yep.
that's another crazy part, man.
And we find.
What if
Yeah, sorry. Go. I'll add on to
it
you.
also it also makes it also gives Oda the freedom of turning around and going, haha, this is why I did it like that, because Imu controls the world, and every section of the world is almost set up like how Imu lived, how
Yeah.
Imu once was. Princesses, kings, scientific experiments, etc., etc.
Well, it makes. Well, I think why Oda does this is because
What if we're living in the void then, and Imu's just representing the void, and once we get out of this, we get out of the void. That's a One Piece.
I don't know what you mean by that. Are we like
And
in the
Rayleigh
void? Are you talking about the void century or an actual void?
and Rayleigh said your decision might be different to mine. And you know what's weird about this, guy? What if Luffy lays his gauntlet down with Imu?
How so?
Well, your decision might be different from ours. They were fighting Imu. They were
Oh, he
fighting.
might be friend Imu. Yeah, like I've said it before. I reckon he might be friends with Imu, and Imu turns and like then we have to fight Blackbeard. How about that?
I
And
think
and
I think Imu still needs to be defeated though, because Imu's done too much
yeah,
things. But I
yeah,
still
yeah,
think Umi. I think the way Oda
yeah,
writes Luffy's character is that Luffy defeats his enemies and he reforms them. They look at him. You know, this is why I think it's more brutal in a way. He crushes their dreams
Mm.
and they
yeah,
belittle him, and then they look at him like, oh shit, he can do his dreams, and it revitalizes their dream. So,
yeah,
I think Oda is going to use Imu as a way, just like he has every villain, and he'll humanize him because there is a moment in everyone's life that makes them
yeah.
flip at this point. And
I
Mm.
honestly think that. Yeah,
I think we see Doflamingo. We haven't seen Crocodile's past. We've seen a lot of these characters. They had something. Even Kaido. And I think this is where this is the world government's fault too. All of these villains they have created is because of their own doing. You know,
Yeah.
but this is where I think Imu might be something important. I think there was some sort of like royalty based thing in the Void Century.
Yeah.
Um, whereas Imu was involved, Lily was involved, Joy Boy was involved, Davy Jones was involved. They all had something to do with royalty. We see they were supposed to be kings of some sort, all of them, and
yeah.
Mm.
and I think Imu might have been a result of the bad signs of the ancient kingdom. Them. What did the ancient
Mm.
kingdom do? They're working on
Well,
tech.
he's kind of like Loki, how he got like thrown away by his mum.
Yeah,
Like imagine
look.
like
I wouldn't be
Imu's
surprised if it's
like
part of if
similar
his
to
mum
Loki.
was involved somehow, or his dad, or maybe he was brothers to Joy Boy, and you know
Yeah,
he was
I get.
pushed aside and maybe tested on, because we know the Void Century they tested and created new technology. So maybe,
Bro,
and we've seen bad sides of technology. The ancient weapons can potentially be bad sides of technology. So maybe Imu is a result of bad side of technology, and that's why Imu wanted to get rid of the whole thing.
maybe he's a creation, like the Hulk's creation.
Maybe they tapped into something more deeper, like they tapped into the depths of hell or something and got powers from it. You know, or they
Yeah.
created a hell in its way.
Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa,
We
whoa,
know we
whoa!
know they dug deep into the world. So what did they
Oh,
get
Dylan's
from there?
gonna cook. What do you think?
Who just said that? Who just said that? Someone
The
just
Hulk's creation?
the work. Yeah, someone just said the work. Maybe image the world's creation. Maybe that's the one part Vegapunk got wrong. Maybe maybe desires aren't. Maybe yes. Maybe yes. Because Lil was saying to me, my missus, she
Yep.
was actually saying that when I look at celestial dragons, I see the Illuminati. They it's
Mm.
it's like people that can just give you whatever you want, and they're just complete assholes and arrogant people. Guys,
Asshole.
when Vegapunk said that devil fruits came about from desires, oh, people going, I wish I wasn't fat. Oh, I wish I wasn't cold today. Oh, I wish I had a jacket. Or
I
like
need
people,
3 arms, 3 limbs.
yeah, people's desires created this. What if when Rock said, "This is the world. This is the world. That's the world's desires, all into one
Oh,
fucking demon."
Maybe Imu wanted that. Maybe that was Imu's desire to be the world. The world took
Yeah,
everything from me.
oh.
I want to be the world.
I want to consume the world because it took
Ooh,
everything
I like
from
that
me.
better. I like that better. I want to consume the world.
Oh,
That's better.
I,
because
I
it
think
took
Can
everything
I can I
from
tell
me.
you guys? So I've
He's
got a
actually gonna consume the world. Like he's kind of got the same as level as Imu, I reckon. He's able to consume the world as well.
can I tell
I
you
reckon
more?
he.
Sorry. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, keep going. Keep going.
you know,
Blackbeard has a
No,
similar thing.
what's
You're
it?
right. Blackbeard's got a similar thing. He wants to consume the world in darkness, and maybe Imu consumes the world with like fear or
Yeah.
some sort of
mhm.
bigger thing, and then Luffy wants to free the world. We've got different tiers to all that. I've got a theory. Yeah, so I think we know the ancient kingdom, whether the first world or the second world, they tapped into this power
Mm.
source called the eternal flame, and then Vegapunk, recreated it with the mother flame, and we know
So
Imu is,
so what was first, Eternal Flame or Mother Flame?
well, we call it the eternal flame. I think that's just what the communities and stuff call it. They said there was an eternal power source, so they call it the eternal
Yeah.
flame, because the mother flame is the recreated version of that.
Okay.
Which makes me think, the Mother Flame. We've got Imu as the world. Is Imu like some sort of representation of the world? Maybe something happened to the world and they took too much from the world.
Oh,
This is a consequence of
so
the world. Like Imu's like Mother Nature, or
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. The world is sick at the moment. Maybe that's why Imu's like this,
okay.
like
I want
he's
to
evil.
I want exactly. So I want to continue off that. So we know that they in the mural we see people diving deep into the world, and in a way, you know, the world has a power source. The world has a core that powers the world, just like
Yeah,
um, any planet or sun.
bro.
It's got a core.
Could you stretch the power out too much, and then
Well,
like it creates
metaphorically,
like
I'm not gonna say
telling before.
I'm not gonna say
Like
stretch like
imagine that
Luffy's
like
fruit.
you can stretch the energy forever. So
Well,
and then you stretch it too much, get too greedy,
I
and
don't.
it creates
I,
like imu. So
I like what you're
you
saying, but
stretch the mother
I don't think you
flame
need to. I
from the
don't think you
bottom
need
of
to.
the earth.
I don't think you need to. Listen, hear me out. Hear me out. I don't think you need to say, we need to stretch it out because, in a way, our Earth is powered by a core, and it is eternal because it hasn't come out. And the sun
Yeah.
is essentially eternal because it hasn't died
Okay.
out. We know they're not eternal because they will eventually die out, but same thing. So I've got a theory to propose. What if people of the world got too greedy? And we do this now in our real world. We take resources from the world. We got too greedy that we took the core of the earth, the eternal
Yeah.
sun, and stole it. Essentially taking the thing that powers the world and why the world is so chaos, the seas are why the sea's so crazy. They essentially took the world's heart.
So you're saying that Emu is literally Earth mad at us?
Yep, in a way. They've taken
I like that
like
concept too.
I'm not
But
saying I'm saying maybe Imu did. I do think there's some
but
I do think there's
but
some sort of
Hey,
contractual demonic
now,
thing
now,
too.
hold on. Can I just add to that, Jesse? Because Jesse, bro, you want to know what would make Luffy so freaking mad? So mad? If he found out the world wasn't even eating.
oh
I'm, it's such a good
wow.
metaphor, bro. The
Yeah,
world
Yeah.
needs to eat. Sorry, I'm breaking
not
up
just that.
probably.
I'm
It
gonna
needs
add to
to
that
eat.
too.
It needs to eat. It needs to
That's
thrive.
his freedom.
Water. The world needs that.
So
Luffy would get mad knowing that you deprive the
well,
earth of it.
we know that there's one thing about the One Piece world is that the seas, every place we go to, the world is like it's gone crazy. But it's a good metaphor too. Like
Great.
if the One Piece is, and I'm starting to think it's a heart. Because we got
Yeah.
Luffy's Gear 5, and what does that do? It beats and powers the ancient giants. It's connected to Gear 5 is connected to like the ancient power source. So if it's like a soul based, we know devil fruits are soul, the heart,
Look,
and we see in this story, even when Roger got executed, where was the cross?
heart needs
On the
to
heart.
do.
Wait, hear me out. Hear me out. Give me one second. Give me a sec.
It
Roger.
needs to do.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
has to do.
yeah, 100%. And Roger, when he got executed, was his heart. Luffy's got an X shape on his heart.
Yep.
Um,
Yep.
so if the world took, if they took the world's heart and maybe did tests on it, I don't know, or they took it away, and maybe the One Piece is the world's heart. It's a good metaphor of the world is sick, and we need to return the world's heart.
As you
What?
two, when you two, sorry, Seb, when you two started like kind of breaking down the image stuff, and to be honest, I want to get off the image stuff in a second
Oh
because
no, we can go.
we
We can go back. Yeah, we've been on the image stuff a lot.
anyways, just real quick, and Seb two next.
Definitely put Imru in the title.
Yes, for sure, for sure. This is definitely possibly another Elbaf and Emu related one.
Well, we
Not
barely talked
them.
about. You don't have to put Elbaf, but
No,
Imru for sure.
Actually, it's more of a
I'll put well,
Joy Boy and Nika related.
I'd say government
Uruguay
Imru.
government
Yeah.
It's Emu Joy.
disruption.
Yeah. Anyways, as I was gonna say, a really cool concept, and Seb, I hope you haven't forgot what you were gonna say. A really cool concept I would like to see is that Emu has been that looked like that the whole time, even to the other people. As the viewer, we just see them as a black silhouette. I would love if somehow Luffy brings color to them.
Ooh. How so?
I don't know.
I'm feeling like
What's the concepts you guys are bringing up?
Yeah.
You guys are saying.
I like that idea because I'm thinking on the same thing. Imu might just look like that now. It's not just
I mean,
a silhouette.
with your concepts, it made me think. Well, then Emu just looks like that,
It
and then
just grows for a
means
bit.
that maybe this heart can bring color back to Emu too.
Yeah, I mean, if someone dies, don't they lose their color if their heart stops beating?
Ooh, see, there's all these correlations,
Not
and
just
that's
that.
why I was saying.
Not just that. If there are stories about characters'
Um,
hearts becoming stone, and
Yeah,
they lose how to feel. So maybe it's an explanation on why Imu is like this, and we need to heal Imu and return the heart. Or if Imu had made a contract with the devil of some sort, and it is a demonic figure, turning the world upside down essentially could mean, like Imu is flipping people into like demonic versions of themselves. Maybe we have to flip Imu, who is the world representation, upside down. And what does that mean?
that's
If
pretty
Imu
crazy.
takes away
sorry.
your heart
Oh,
feelings or flips you and make demonic versions of yourself, you're essentially giving Imu a heart, which Imu doesn't have.
I think the flip is Seb's theory actually now. I think the flip is the stretch. I think the flip is pausing something in that moment of time.
How is that flipping?
nah, bro. Think of it
One
like
Piece.
this, yeah.
One Piece.
So the mother flame, yeah, is the eternal power. We've got it up top now, and it's disrupting the world. Yeah, like the mother flame didn't need to be taken out of the earth for us to have eternal energy up top. That's
Yeah.
what flipping the world upside down, I reckon, is taking us to. Like, you don't need what's down here because you already have it up top. And once you have all the energy up top, taking it from the earth, the mother earth,
Yeah, but
like
we gotta.
you flip the world because you didn't need that energy up top at the, you know, maybe
Yeah.
that's what NL represents with the moon.
I gotta ask.
Maybe
We gotta
these
talk about
connections.
two things in One Piece, and these are two big things. Is that how did Vegapunk create the Mother Flame, and what did he create it of? Because that's hasn't been explained yet, and we see the importance of the Mother Flame.
You
And
reckon there's a lost race we don't know about? And maybe he made it from that.
I don't,
Glad,
I don't know. Okay,
glad,
but and another question that's super important is that the Eternal Flame. If there was a power source that was never ending and never running out, and I say this all the time, where is this power source? Because Imu
Oh,
doesn't have
I
it. That's
know.
why they created the Mother Flame. So it
It,
should be around
it's a,
to this day.
it's probably a living being with eternal life, and it's maybe got the surgery. Yeah.
I could
That
see.
gives out
Oh, you
power.
saying
Like
Imu has
imagine,
that light?
imagine Joy Boy or Nika, yeah, like as a hot as flame. You cut some of their haki, their energy, and you seal it up, and you contain it. You
Well,
got the essence of Joy Boy. You got the
where do
essence
you think it is? Do you
of
think it's in
Nika,
Devil Fruits? Maybe that's the thing that powers Devil
or
Fruits. No,
yeah, or it could be
essentially,
in Davy Jones's locker.
essentially, Devil Fruits. You know, they, they're like a cycle of life. They reincarnate, so they do live on forever too. So maybe there's a
Oh.
bit of that eternal power source. Maybe that's what powers the
Like how
Devil
Dylan
Fruits.
was saying, once we stretch it too much, and then the devil fruits just start coming out of the void.
Yeah, but you got to explain where the Devil Fruits are coming from. You can't just appear just because you stretch something and then a black hole's created. It's got to make sense.
Yeah,
And Oda
well,
always makes sense of these things.
you
We could,
stretch reality too much, Haki. I don't
Just
know.
devil fruits appear. I don't think I'd be happy with that explanation if just devil fruits just
no,
appeared
no.
because we created a black hole.
Dylan will explain it better.
You gotta, yeah.
No.
I want explain it to me. I actually want to know.
Yeah,
Like,
well,
what's your
what's
thoughts on it?
good is it's on the VOD, so we can always go back and watch it. But I'll do a short rundown again. What I'm trying to say is when Seb was saying that, what if Imu can do the exact same thing as Joy Boy in the perspective of stretching a bit of rope or yarn or something like that. And
Yep.
I said, okay, let's apply that to Imu, like in general, like the ability that they're using in general. And I said,
Yeah,
what if,
like yeah.
what if,
Do we know
what if they?
Imu has stretching abilities? Because I don't know if we know that.
We don't know that, and but that's exactly why. Again, it's just going off concepts.
Okay.
My God, we don't know what Imu. What was your theory concept again? Because we don't even know if Imu has a. Sorry, what was it you were saying again? Because
At the moment, it's just theoretic.
All I
yeah,
know, all I know
it's
is
theory.
everything Imru does is contractual.
Because at the end of the day, that's right. Another thing was the Nerona family. You said that it was Imu Nerona. It's
Yep.
never been confirmed.
Yeah,
It's
that's
only
it's speculated. It's speculated, but I think
yeah,
that's a hint at
it's
something
Nerona,
important.
it's just Nerona family. A forgotten family was Nerona family, and we don't know if Imu was a name or not. And that's what I mean. Like,
I think that's a good speculation. Why put that in there if that's not something that's partially
and that's
true?
what I mean. When over 80% of the One Piece community are already speculating that Joy Boy and Imu could possibly be the same person or have some weird, crazy connection.
I think there's a
It,
connection.
it's
What if
not,
Imu's the pet of the Nerona
it's not
family?
weird to think that there's some sort of stretching capability here. Is that so? That's where that's coming from. Okay.
No,
So
I'm not disagreeing with the theory. I like the stretch time theory. I just don't know if I'd be happy as a viewer if they stretched the time and they made a void or some sort of black hole and then all of a sudden devil fruits appeared. I'd like more of an
black.
explanation. And I think Oda's been saving this devil fruits explanation because I think it's heavily connected to the main One Piece backstory.
Like I said, okay, it's a standstill in time. It's just a standstill in time. I think I agree with what Seb's saying. I think Imu can stretch from. I think Imu can take 6:36 p.m. and stretch it out. But it doesn't matter. It still has to be all the events that occurred in 6:36 p.m. It's called a parallax, man.
He could do a hyperlapse?
So
It's like a hyperlapse is like a 10-minute video in 1 minute. Like
yeah,
you
but
can do that the other way.
why doesn't Imru do it now then? Like why go through all the trouble of other things?
And like I just said, a long story short again, so I don't have to break down the theory. People can go back in the VOD. I think that's the weakness. This is the One Piece world. This is about very abstract and unique concepts. I think that is the downfall to this, is that when they affect
Reality?
if they just affect 1 minute, I believe if a devil fruit dies within that 1 minute, or in that 1 minute something
It can't come back, maybe?
it reincarnates in the same minute. Because it still has, it's a parallax. It still has to
It's like a
exist.
quirk. You know what a quirk is, yeah? It's an atom that splits and makes a copy of itself.
So that's what so Seb, don't use words like black hole and stuff like that because it's gonna make him too confused. I think it's I think it is a standstill parallax in time where literally Imu can take 6:36, stretch it out, and then within all the events that you would see on a camera roll, Imu can enter that. And nothing changes, but Imu can affect it.
Well, then why go through all the trouble of like God Valley and stuff like that and revealing yourself? If you can just affect things and people can essentially stand still.
This is 800 years.
He's an orchestra, bro.
Yeah, but like 800 years of knowledge of knowing things can happen.
Hold on a second. Hold on. Can you accept the fact Joy Boy lost 800 years ago?
Yeah.
Can you accept the fact that Imu's been struggling winning for 800 years?
Look,
is Imu the repercussions of when Joy Boy lost? Did Imu happen because Joy Boy lost?
There we go. That's what I'm saying, bro. If we can all accept that Joy Boy lost, the one time you went against that, you lost, my guy. It's just proven fact. Can we all agree that Imu's struggling win to keep winning?
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I'm just saying if Imu had these broken powers that he could just stop time and stretch time, why go through the trouble of these other things?
Right. Imagine the Quake fruit.
If you could just
Sorry? Bro, the Quake fruit with Whitebeard. He punches reality and cracks, cracks time, right? Imagine you get a bit of time, you stretch it. It's visionary haki. What's that one called?
Yeah, but if Imu can do that, why go through the trouble of anything else?
And then you use your haki and your fruit to stretch, and then you can do a hyperlapse or
explain how Imu would fight then. Like how would you turn this into a fighting power?
No, what I'm trying to say, Imu is a production of too much greed. So I reckon someone probably Joy or Nika, got too greedy and they lost. They became Imu or a version of Imu, or they stretch reality too much. Maybe try to long land. I'm just theorizing
Look,
here, yeah.
I like the
And
theories.
then
I like the theories.
stretches it so much that it creates a rip in reality, a wormhole or something. And what do they call that in history? Maybe a void,
Yeah, I think he's
like a
thinking too.
rip in reality.
I like
Like
the idea, but
and what comes out of wormholes, like stuff seeps out. And
yeah,
how
yeah.
Dylan was saying, like maybe devil fruits were created perfectly in the void, and then they're just flying out everywhere. I don't know where or.
I just want to say two things, and this might actually go in line with you guys. Is that gods are beings that are eternal. What when you call someone a god, most gods in fantasy and in religion, they're eternal beings. So beings that are without time and that live forever. So potentially, Ymir is like that too. A being who is without time and can control time or doesn't see time in particular. If Ymir
So
is immortal and was created that way or
Imu
became
is
That's
immortal,
time because he's
is a god.
eternal.
Yeah,
that's
Imu
that's
is time because he's the eternal void,
yeah.
like his
But look,
dark space.
I don't think Imu has time powers because I don't see how,
so time.
why
No,
Imu isn't using that now. But I could see
no,
Joy
maybe
Boy
maybe
being.
he's using it to live forever. That's time to
Anyone
live
watching will
forever.
understand that it's not technically a time power. If anyone ends up watching, they'll understand it's not technically a time power. It's a standstill parallax. And if you guys have ever seen X Files or anything to do with dimensions and portals, you'd understand that it's no different to opening a port. It's no different to having a standstill portal between 6:36 p.m. and 6:36 p.m. The
Mm,
whole 60 seconds. It's no
yeah.
different to that.
Oh,
See, I could
Everything that
see.
happens,
See,
but
I could.
you're siphoning through
uh,
that. You are
think of
siphoning.
it like sorry. Think of it like this. Yeah, Imu is the universe. Blackbeard's just a little black hole in the
He's
universe.
saying this part. He's saying this part. So you
Wait,
go with
a
what
literal? Are you saying a literal black hole or like
No, like I'm
what do you
making
mean?
an
What do you mean? An
analogy.
analogy?
Like
Okay, okay. I want to
yeah,
know because
like
I sometimes I don't know
Imu
if he's
is
talking
like
an analogy.
the whole space and everything. Like he continues on forever. He's eternal. Like space, yeah, it goes on forever. Blackbeard, he's just a black hole in the universe.
Yep.
You know? Yeah, that's it.
No, I do think there is a celestial theme, and we've got all these different planetary systems. So I do think there is an
Yeah,
importance to that. And whether
yeah,
Imu's
but
the
like
Earth itself or Imu's
Imu
this,
says he's the world, yeah.
yeah,
Like he could be the universe ever on expanding forever. That's his greed. The expansion doesn't stop.
oh,
maybe.
oh,
I don't know. I don't know
sorry,
the
hold on.
How
celestial
could we go
theme.
off that?
I'm just looking up something real quick. Sorry, keep going though.
Okay, I just want to
No, that's
say,
all right.
um, look, I do think, um, look, I don't think Imu has these time powers. I could see Joy Boy being
No,
so strong that he could. Wait,
the
let me.
time powers, sorry, is him living longer than most
Oh no, no,
people.
but you guys are like
That's
saying
his.
he's stretched. Imu stretched, and then a black hole appeared. Look,
No,
I don't know about.
this is just
Yeah,
theorizing
yeah.
stuff.
Look, I'm
Like,
saying I don't think that's the case because I don't know if Imu doing
Look,
that. Wait,
this
let
is
me speak. Let me speak.
no,
Let me speak. Let me
I'm
speak.
saying someone with Joy Boy's
it's a
power,
pod. It
yeah,
wasn't you guys,
got
man.
too
It's a
greedy.
pod.
No,
Hey,
let me speak about it because you guys spoke about it. Yeah, I want to say how I think about that. Um,
okay.
I could see Joy Boy being strong enough that he stretched, you know, a piece of time or something like that.
Yeah,
I don't know if Oda wants to play too much with the time abilities because then it can convolute the story unless he writes it in a really good way. But I could see them in a case do definitely opening up a portal of some sort and tapping into the underworld of some sort and bringing out something from the
the
underworld or souls from the afterlife and actually being able to manipulate that. I could see that being the case. I don't know if Imu is stretching and a black hole and then
yeah,
devil fruits are coming out. I do think devil fruits need to have a tree
yeah.
of some sort. And I
Look,
think the representation of devil fruits being a fruit is saying it's came from a tree, whether it's the Eve or the Adam tree, and it's
mm,
going back to like a biblical you know,
yeah,
side where there was a snake that tempted people,
mm,
for having ultimate power, having to
Yeah.
determine the world in your
Right.
own
What
right
about?
or wrong. That's why they ate the fruit in the first place.
Yeah.
So you said earlier that you don't think Oda is like would go down that route. We're now in a second arc where he's just made it clear time. If you
Yeah,
like,
yeah. It's just got to
hold
look. Yeah,
hold on,
yeah,
I'm on Google right now,
yeah.
guys.
Go.
Yeah.
We're now on a second arc right now, and just right now, if there's a place where time flows
It's probably
differently,
Elbaf.
it's a paradox. It's a paradox. And I just said that Imu is using paradox capabilities. And
Yeah.
for some reason, Seb, that's why I said stop saying black hole and all that stuff, because
Paradox.
you're making him think that my theory is joining onto yours and making no. If you pay attention to the video, I'm saying this is a paradox. It is if you have 636, you can be in control of 636. Guess what? You can pause 636, but guess what? 636 is still going. You're just making portals to here, to there, to here, to there, all throughout 636. And it's almost like you're looking at your camera reel and seeing all those moments of 636. And guess
In
what?
different angles.
I like.
Devil fruits, devil fruits are spiritual and whatever they are, their desires and all the stuff that you guys are already putting out there. So they're a paradox, man. If they're the only thing that could be affected
So
within a
could you
paradox,
explain?
meaning reincarnate. They always have to exist because
Could you
someone is creating a paradox.
Could you explain how like Imu uses this power, this paradoxical power, in like
Oh,
real
look,
time?
right.
In real
Can
time.
I try and say something? Yeah. Right. So imagine someone like gets ultimate power, the best person in the world. Everyone looks up to him, and then they just flip, and then they turn evil.
Mhm.
Like that's what happened to Imu. He got so strong, his ego power got so it created like it created a crack in reality, and bad shit came out of there.
Can you
Kind of get where
explain?
I'm going?
No, can you explain? All right, I like your takes, but can you explain how Imu would use that as a real power in real time, and how you'd fight like Luffy in this way?
Oh, how you would fight
Yeah,
Luffy
yeah,
if you
yeah.
could?
Or any other character, like how Imu would fight, because we've seen
Oh, that,
little. We've seen. Wait.
All right, right. So he'll look at you, yeah.
Wait, before I end. Oh, there's still more. I'm
Im-
still going. Wait. And then you can explain.
it's a world government and the whole entire system to fight that.
No. We've seen Imu fight already, yeah? So can you
Yeah.
explain how that links with how Imu is able to take control of the Gorosei and, control people with like Domi
Because
Reversi? How
how
is that connected to what you guys are
right.
saying with your theory? Because I actually want to know. I
We're
actually want to know.
talking, yeah. We're
Oh,
talking, yeah.
oh,
And then you just felt a slap on your face like a second later.
Yep,
Imu did that a second ago, but he did
no,
it from somewhere else.
that's
yep,
perfectly fine. That's just like the immortality. I don't know how dummy
yeah,
reversi
but
is
how does like,
connected
yeah,
to
okay,
reality.
okay.
I don't know how it's connected. I don't know how dummy. I don't know how reversing someone makes them immortal. I don't understand that. Like, can you break that down for me? How does reversing someone make them immortal? Like, you could give me a assumption, but it hasn't been explained to me. Because
Maybe it's they're only immortal if
how does
Imu's alive.
reversing someone make them immortal? Because in the real world, reversing someone would turn them to a female, right?
Huh?
Oh, all right. What if Imu takes their life
Why are
and
you
gives it
shocked?
part
Hold
of
on,
his
hold on. Why are you
immortality?
shocked at that? Why are you shocked at that? It's truthful. Reversing someone in the real world would turn them.
I don't know how
Right.
Imu's powers
Wait,
work, so I'm asking you
no.
guys.
Life
If,
or death, Big
if
Mom, yeah?
how does Domi Reversi work to you though?
Oh,
Life or death, Big Mom.
I personally don't know how Domi Reversi works.
I'm look, no. I'm asking you guys like based off what your theory is with
Mm,
Imu's capabilities. How does Domi
yeah.
Reversi play into that? Like, how is that connected to Domi Reversi? Because if
Uh,
Imu can do these things
Look,
where Imu can like stop time,
look.
or like
Imu's
it's
a
a
trickster,
paradoxical
yeah?
time thing. Wait a sec.
Look,
If it's a paradoxical time thing, how does Domi Reversi play into that? All right, go Seth.
yeah. Imu's a trickster, yeah? He gives you immortality because he's got infinite immortality, and he just takes your life, like your years of life, in exchange of him. So you have 80 years, you can live for forever if you want to, but I'm still taking your 80 years. That's greedy. That's
It
mine.
could be
It's
it could
like
be a
he's
play
eating
off Big
people's
Mums,
like
yeah.
hearts or their life, you know?
to be fair with you, the way Domi Reversi comes into this for me is the same way, like, I don't know, like swordsmen's, like, or devil fruit users. When I see a devil fruit user do, like, when I saw Ace create fireflies, I was like, huh? Like, I was like, I was like, it's cool ability, but huh?
Is it just
Maybe
He,
he wanted to do it to impress a
it made
girl.
like, still to this day, Ace creating fireflies
yeah? But
made no sense.
did he create actual fireflies, or were they just like little fire embers that he called fireflies? Oh, we don't. I don't
That's
know. It's,
yeah, that's you know what I mean. We don't know. Still
Ask
green.
him.
but like,
Still green.
You can't.
but look. If you know, if your powers are related to your imagination, could you just expand on anything? So, for example, if he's got fire abilities, he can create anything that's fire that he can think of. So he can think of fireflies, which are technically connected to
Because
fireflies. Can he create
What if
fireflies because of that?
what if
It's
yeah,
he
imagination.
created it while you sleep
Oda,
in a dream?
because a lot of people, because that would contradict what Oda said, because people already called Oda out for this when we saw too many heat ability users. When Oda clarified that no, that there's different levels to heat and there's different levels to fire and there's different levels to heat manipulation. So there could be like 1,000 heat fruits out there, man.
Is
That's why
there
there's literally a fruit called the oven fruit.
is there a limit to your devil fruit? Like, are you able to do pretty much anything within the capabilities of that fruit? For example, like, Luffy, you know, if he can imagine it, could he stretch anything out? Or is there a
Yeah.
limit? Or for
Bro,
example,
Yeah, you could possibly stretch time
yes,
for
yes.
and
yeah,
contain it.
yeah, for example, like someone like, who's another person with the devil fruit? Just name me one.
Foxy.
Foxy, could he, he can essentially change
Yeah.
time, slow time down. Can he, slow anything's
No, wait,
like
wait.
I don't know. Is there limits to the capabilities, or can he?
Whoa!
Yeah,
He
see,
can slow
yeah,
time now. Oh!
there we go. If
Foxy
Foxy
can slow time.
manipulate, if Foxy can
Whoa!
manipulate 630, if
Paradox.
bro, hold on. If it is,
Whoa!
I'm gonna
I
say
think
it
we're
again,
making Foxy
everybody.
way too relevant.
Intense
I'm gonna say it,
conversation.
yeah, you just made it very relevant. If it is 6:36 p.m. and somebody has the ability to slow that down,
Slow
you
beam.
are a time manipulator.
Wow, we found time manipulation in the One Piece world.
There we go. Imu, I don't believe Imu is a time manipulator. I
What are
believe
we saying?
Imu.
Foxy awakened his power. Whoever had Foxy's power awakened it and made Elbaf slow in the past.
No,
Maybe, but
no.
no,
I
if
think
you could
I mean,
Elbaf.
Elbaf. People say it slows 3 times as slow. Like,
I think Elbaf. Hear me out, bro. I think Elbaf is under a paradox, and I think everybody's about. This comes back to my theory, and if you want me to connect Domi Reversi to it, I still
let's
have a
go.
I still have a weird hunch, bro, that if you get Domi Reversi'd, you are technically 50 years in the past, but even though those people in the past don't exist no more. I believe if you're on top of this sea level after being Domi Reversi'd, you are in Luffy's era. I believe this very heavily, that if you get sunk to the bottom by a Domi Reverse, because I don't believe that was an ancient weapon, guys. I believe that was a Reversi.
possible,
To,
possible.
What if
Well,
to
maybe,
pretend
maybe the ancient weapon does reverse. Like, people think it destroys. Maybe it flips it,
oh
puts it
what
in
if you
another
become
dimension.
Bonnie Reversi, yeah, and then you relive someone else's reality or their history or their past?
it's a paradox. It's that way Oda, that way as a writer, he does not need to be like, oh, this is too confusing.
What if it's the same thing? Like, it's essentially just like in Stranger Things or in Fire Force. There is like an upside down world, like an underworld, or a flipped
Mm.
reality of dark desires or your soul. That's why it could be something like that, and they were able to tap in that because essentially, you know, hell
Bingo.
or the underworld is an essential
Yeah.
eternal flame that's
But,
never ending.
Oh.
Hell,
but
you know,
I should have said from the beginning. I
or
should have.
Whoa, is
heaven
the
and
eternal
eternal
flame
light,
from
an
like
eternal light.
hell?
It's
Hold on. Can
eternal
I
light.
can I add one more little thing that might blow your minds? Why
Sure.
why I think Elbath might have a time distortion.
Yep.
What?
If Elbath got Domi Reversi'd in the past, I believe the island and the tree is so big that it touches the bottom of the ocean that it doesn't even matter if you flip it upside down.
Potentially.
And if the giants were little people and they turned giants once they got flipped as
Or
well.
just that they were so big, the island was so big for giants that even if you flip it upside down, it's still upwards. You get it? It's
It's the
that big.
same thing.
It's the same
Yeah.
thing. You flip it, creating a time delusion.
Can I think it might
Or
have something to do with
it's
magnet.
like, look,
Sorry.
yeah, I was gonna say that the world's got like a magnet pool and like it goes like around the world
Well,
like this, like different
yeah.
magnet field, and at one stage they link up and the polarities like magnetize.
I don't know what Seb's on about, but I was going to say more as like within gravity. You've got gravitational pull affects time, and
Yeah.
the heavier the mass of something, the more gravity it has. And we see Elbath have, everything about Elbath is big. So maybe there's some sort of, and every island has some sort of magnetic pull, and it's never really explained what that is. So maybe it's connected to some sort of gravity magnetization, and that's why I think Kid is going to be super important. And when we get to
Cool. Who was
when we
his
get to
dad
loads,
again?
when we get to loads, sorry,
Who was his kid's dad again?
Captain. Oh, it's not. I don't know if it's confirmed. I don't think it's
Yeah,
confirmed.
because yeah,
But
Yeah,
because like
well,
it's
let,
Captain
let,
John.
let me finish what
yeah,
I'm saying. I think Lodestar is important for all this because we get to Roger said he got to Lodestar, and then
Yeah.
all the needles went haywire, and it made him realize there is another island. So like I feel like there's something more important to that story.
True.
it's island is probably floating by like you know how you get two magnets and like they pull each other.
Yeah.
Like
Ooh,
or you could do a magnet and like it's in the middle, like a floating island,
all
Maybe
right.
in the
I
middle
don't
of
know.
a gravitational field.
I
Uh,
don't know the answer. I'm just
Look,
speculating.
boys. This is an important topic that no one's talking about right now. That I know that we're still pushing it a little bit late, but guys, I would really like to dive into this. And the first take I would kind of like to hear from is you, Jesse. Is Yarouge? What the hell is happening with Yarouge?
Ooh,
I feel like this is the most important thing at this point
I
because
think so too.
like Dragon, yeah, we haven't seen much, but we know you. We know you.
I
If anyone's serious at this point, it's Yarouge.
okay. Can I spit about Arush? So I think
Please.
dude, I agree with you. I think Oda's been holding him off, and we see Aruj. He's a monk, so he
Mhm.
prays. So and he's from Sky Islands, and the Sky Islands have this connection to Nika as well. So we
Yeah.
just know he's going to be lore important. He's got
Do we
connect.
know who he's praying for
Well, we can
or
just
to?
assume it's one of the four gods that they pray to.
Yeah.
All the Skypeans used to pray to four gods. It was the earth god, the rain god, which could just be the sea
Forest?
god because they don't have sea in the sky. The forest god and the sun god. So, then we've also got, he's connected to Enel. He might be the missing piece to all Elbath in particular. Yeah, oof, he has to come back, man. I feel like every supernova shows up and has a role to play, and Oda specifically hasn't shown us this guy. But he also goes to an island, and there's like lightning on that island. Like, is that foreshadowing of NL?
Could could Anel come back with like a weapon for him or like a gadget for him to use
For Urush, I don't think they're on that good.
for Rouge?
I don't think they're on that good connection
Like
because
Anel won't
NL
come back.
destroyed his hometown. I don't think they're like this. I don't think they're like this, but I think maybe in the
Well,
past they were like
then
this.
when Anel comes back, then I reckon they'll see each other. We'll have like maybe 2, 3 chapters of Anel and Rouge
You know what?
talking or fighting.
You know what I would
Or
love? I would love that NL comes back, and instead of fighting like the Straw Hats and stuff, he's like, I understand everything now. You're Nika. And he's like, you're the one that I embodied myself after. And, he's like a fan. He
yeah, I'll
understands the
become
full
your
concept.
Zeus. I'll be your
No,
mascot.
I just like, I feel like it would be a cool take. And then we could get a lot of Skypean lore because I feel like there is a lot of Skypean lore that's super important. And we also don't have Uranus the sky weapon yet. So when we get that full, maybe that's where Eruj comes in. When we finally learn the full context of what the ancient weapon of the sky is, because we know the one under Pluton, we know the one, the Fishman Island one, which is based off the sea, and Pluton's based off the ground. There's
Yeah.
Uranus, which is, Uranus in mythology is god of the sky.
Yeah.
We know it's connected to the sky, so it might be connected to the Skypeans. And there's a whole
Oh, so
mural thing that's got to come into play
yeah,
too. I just think,
middle, bottom, Earth, Asgard,
yeah,
hell,
that's
and
why I think
heaven. Like,
that's why I think this is exactly why I think the top of the world, so the top of Albath is super important. I think it's connected to the Skypeans, is because you've got this Asgard, Nordic mythology. Asgard is on top of the world. It's
Asgard.
this a special realm of the tree is in Norse mythology, and there are and a lot of them gods had wings. So in what was it called? Yeah, I can't remember any of these gods, but so
I mean,
there's a connection,
What
and
is
what's his name? And Nell also had moves called Thor, so it just plays a fitting that he appears. But how does he appear in this, and how does he fight Imu? Like that whole storyline is and I keep saying, what if the top of Albath is just the place Burka that was destroyed?
yes, I know you keep
And,
mentioning that. And
I don't know for sure because I don't know. They mentioned it was like northeast of something, but we don't know exactly the location. It's
a
possible
lot
that
of
that could just be the
it,
place. And
it's a very big theory going around, but no, but continue with your Rouge perspective.
Oh,
Continue.
do you reckon? Look, throw it out there. Like a Rouge could come back. Like how you got your military, your sea, your man people. Like, and they can come back with a Rouge and have like a fighter pilot army, like people that fly, like the Air Force.
yeah,
Like
I could see
he
that, but
might come back
I don't
with
think they come
like
back
the
like
Air
this.
Force.
I don't
Yeah,
think they
yeah.
come back and they're like this because I feel like they've got beef. And
Well,
Yeah, no, but like what I'm trying to say, I reckon the Rouge is gonna be like the Air Force like division
can I
leader.
just say one thing?
possibly,
Uh, just one thing real quick, and you boys keep going.
Yeah.
In the movie Stampede, One Piece film Stampede,
yeah,
when all the supernova are fighting for the treasure,
yeah,
there is only one supernova. Luffy is like, as you guys know in that scene, Luffy is owning them all. Like he's running, he's owning them all. It's even Zoro and Sanji are helping him. Like the Straw Hats are just winning the race. Like it's nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The only supernova to send Luffy flying and stop him
was a
was
Rouge.
Yaru.
Yeah, I think from what people understand about his powers, and I think it's speculated because we don't know for sure, he's got some sort of karma power that whatever
Oh.
he absorbs, he can bring out twice as
What
or
if
tenfold as strong.
he gets your kindness and does it back to you but bad?
Yeah, it could
I
be
think
something like that. It could be all sorts.
I think
I mean, it's
it's
fitting of
do
a
you
character like that, like who prays and is
guys
very monk-like. Karma is
do you
very
guys
cool.
Kuma, kind of.
do you know Yu Yu Hakusho?
Yeah,
Uchi Haku.
I've only scratched. I've watched the live action and I've only watched
Well,
brief.
you know
Yeah,
Turago, whatever his name is, the guy
yeah,
that
yeah,
the
yeah,
big
yeah, yeah, and he can go big. Yeah,
that's what people think. That's been a theory for a long time. That his power is the strength fruit, but he can go to 10% strength, 20%
yeah, but
strength.
we've already got
Thirty.
Oh,
we've got a strength based fruit, don't
nah,
we?
like
Isn't that
the lion on the Seven
in
Deadly Sins,
Blackbeard's
that
crew?
lion dude.
In Blackbeard's crew, he's got the strength fruit. So
He does have the
yeah,
strength
so I
fruit.
don't know if we could use the same thing twice.
He does have the strength fruit. You're right.
Well, the strong fruit.
Strong,
He
Or
has
That's
solid,
probably the same.
solid fruit.
Yeah,
same thing,
same
same
thing.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
same
like
thing.
we
But
don't know, we won't know till we get a full-on explanation, and
yeah,
he has to appear in the story. I mean, Otis saved him, and I think for a reason, because I think we still have important Skypiea lore to connect back to,
yeah, but
especially
like,
all this Sun God stuff.
Mm.
don't you guys find it weird? We're so close to the end, and now your
It's
Rouge
feeling
is.
like it. I tell you what, it's feeling like we're getting closer and closer to the
Yeah,
end.
you Yarouge has to now be a big deal towards all this endgame material.
Yeah, look,
And what's his bounty gonna be? Like, is it gonna be on like the billions or the millions?
I
Like,
think he's underrated.
or 500 million?
I don't think he's that high because I think he's been hiding. You know, he's been in the Sky Islands a lot, so he
Yeah,
has to
but
be over.
like,
He has to be over 100 million because for Saba Odie, you had to have over 100 million to be a supernova coming onto supernova.
So I think the supernovas will be replaced. Oda will just do that for the fun of it, and I think some of them won't matter. I think the supernovas will be replaced. I think a
Replaced with
fun
what?
thing.
Replaced with what?
I think a fun thing that's going to happen is that Sanji will become the most. Uh, he'll become the supernova with the most bounty. I think Bonnie will be under him. I think it will be Yarouge, or maybe Yarouge might be the biggest supernova bounty. I think they might do a little thing. The world government might do something like these are the supernova survivors. You know what I mean?
Oh,
These
like
are
an
the
updated supernova thing.
yeah, and I think so far, bro, we already know who that is. I don't even think Beige is doing well, bro.
Yeah, look, the thing is, right, about the supernovas, so it makes me think of, they said to survive in the new world, you need to do one or two things. You need to align with other pirates and create and go
yeah.
against an emperor or join an emperor. So,
Yeah,
which path did Arouge take? Did he join an emperor or did he create his own alliance?
we saw what he did.
Well, I can't even remember. What did he do?
He met that old lady on the sea.
Yeah, and that's all we got from him. The old lady who said you need this umbrella because it's like storming.
Yeah,
And then we
and
saw
for
the island was
Oh,
like
is that
storming.
that be the person that makes whirlpools then? He's with the person that makes whirlpools. Maybe the man with the burnt scar. That's where it's been all the whole time. What do you reckon?
I mean,
There's possibility.
it's a good way for Oda to involve him. It's a
Come
rare.
talk with him.
I'm gonna say he's gonna come at the end of Elbath. That's my prediction because I think Vivi also needs to come, but I don't think they come at the gist of the fight. Look, Oda might do a thing just like he did in Egghead. You know when all the Gorosei pull up? He might just do a thing where everyone pulls up, man. Honestly, we might
Jesse,
have Big Mum, Kaido, Arouge, Vivi,
Jesse,
everyone pulling up. Like there's so many
Jesse,
characters that could pull up. We got Kid who needs to be here too. Kid is here.
Jesse.
We're forgetting
Nah,
this.
he doesn't even realize what you just said. Jesse, what have you been saying throughout Elbath this whole time? What is the one thing about Elbath you've been saying this whole time?
I don't know. Remind me.
That time's messed up.
We need to see the top of the tree.
Oh yeah, the top
Oh
of the
yeah.
tree. We need to see the top of the tree. And who are these elders that
And
make these
exactly right.
decisions?
Howard's there, and that's who he's praying to.
And what else? They believe in a god at the above that. So what? Every time we've seen Yarouge,
What is there? That's actually above the red line.
he's praying.
Huh?
Yarouge is on top of that tree. Every time we see Yarouge, he's praying. I believe, yeah, you're right. We're going to see Yarouge at the end of Elbath, and I believe he's just been watching everything,
Possibly.
praying,
That'd be cool.
praying at the top of the tree.
Praying to
I hope,
the broken world that's up there, that's destroyed.
yeah, and
Yeah.
I
Like,
think it'd be cool
he's
if it was
praying
his.
for everyone.
I think it would be cool if it was his hometown and it was Enel's hometown, and it would just make sense because Burka is a Nordic name. It's an actual. I think it's an actual place from like Norway or something or Denmark, and
Bro,
Yeah.
having it on the moon too. How's the quickest way to get having the Burka
Portal,
the city?
parallax.
Yeah, just wait, Having the
That's
city,
how.
having the city of Burka also the same city on the moon. What is the quickest way to get to the moon? Would be from this place, which is the highest point in the world, to get to the moon. So it could be a connection there where their hometown got destroyed or they
Travel
moved there in the past.
at the speed
They used
of
to travel
light.
from the tree. If just like hey,
Oh,
in Nordic culture, there is a beast at the top of the tree, and if this ancient weapon is the same beast at the top of the tree, yeah, maybe it's the same one that Roger had this egg of. It could be a dragon for all we know, because there was dragons back in the past. Maybe this dragon, just like on Skypiea, they had this massive snake serpent that they used to pray to, was the ancient weapon, because we know that ancient weapons can be living, just like Shirahoshi. They had this
Oh,
dragon-like creature that used to fly him to the moon and back.
what if the ancient weapon, is like a transportation device?
Yeah, essentially, they have that, and the thing that Enel used to fly on, and it flies to the moon. So maybe, it's connected to that, because we know there's ancient weapons are connected to some sort of ship as well, that
Yeah,
Poseidon
yeah,
is connected to the Noah, and Pluton seems like a ship, and then you've got Momonosuke and Zunisha seem to be connected to that.
Mm.
So maybe there is this, Roger had this egg, and Shanks is connected to Albath that's at top of this, and the Skypeans are connected to it, because we see in Skypea there was that little girl, and she had like the voice of all things too. What was her name? And
uh,
and she could speak, and I think in the filler she could speak to these dragons too. So
yeah,
maybe it's the same thing. Maybe she's the one
Yeah.
that's connected to the dragons, and can control it through this ship of what Anel recreated and built. Because if he can recreate and build that, you know, from plans that he had in the past from his hometown of Burka, which is just like on the mural. There's a massive tree, and the ship that Anel is on was right next to the tree. Thunder going into the tree. So
yeah.
maybe that is their hometown, and they built this ship in the past to fly to the moon.
I mean, I like it. I like you like that. I fuck with that heavily. But I think,
It's pretty cool.
yeah, I kind of wanted to add to that. Fuck, I'm kind of stumped on that because I'm thinking. I wanted to add the flair to that is, do you possibly think that Yarush could have something to do with the Nerona family then?
Maybe in the past, maybe his ancestors, in the
I mean, like,
past.
do you think that he could have some sort of understanding or knowing of the Nerona family?
Maybe they passed information about that down, just like the
Ooh.
Albathians have passed on information.
What if
Um,
the Narona family has like knows knowledge on like how you were saying before, like 6:30 you stop time or like stretch it, like they have knowledge on like how to stretch time or like say to get to the moon from Earth in like 1 second, like you can stretch
Yeah,
it out and like get there in instantly in 1 second, so there's no time difference.
yeah. So you think that they have
I
it's
don't
a
know.
possibility that they're using the fruit to get to there?
Yeah,
I mean,
they can transfer the fruit like through like a power or like to get to the ancient weapons and stuff, like you might need to go through like a hyper bridge through space or something, or to get to somewhere that's or to get to Davy Jones's locker there might be like devil fruits that let you pass through like little
so
holes.
Or maybe
I'm starting.
non-devil fruits, non-devil fruits, because we know there are people that had no devil fruits for a
Yeah,
reason.
true.
See, I'm
Or maybe
starting.
your haki is strong enough to break or make a rip in reality, and like that's why haki is the ultimate like over
That's
devil fruits. Like we maybe didn't even need devil fruits. It was just haki back then, and then someone created devil fruits.
Is Haki a power that was created,
no,
or was
Yeah.
it always
yeah,
there?
it should have always been there,
What,
right?
Maybe, I
what
don't
if
know.
Everybody,
We don't know.
haki?
We don't
Wait,
know. It could be have
What if
created.
haki is
What if it
the
was something
first
put into
devil
someone?
fruit?
What if?
Haki was the first devil fruit that remained with everyone.
I mean, we know.
Everyone's got haki deep down inside. That's
yeah,
the mother flame. That's the
Maybe
eternal
it's a
flame
power they gave to
for
the heart
everyone.
or something. You can turn your willpower into a power. Well, I don't know. I
No,
don't know.
the
There might be
haki
history.
is a devil fruit, but everyone's got it. But you don't.
what if Joy
Why is it a
Boy,
devil fruit then?
after what we saw, what Joy Boy could
No,
do? What if
it's a,
Joy Boy just sealed a bit of his hockey in everybody, and then everybody's able to train hockey?
I don't know.
maybe.
Maybe.
Like may,
Like,
maybe it was a perfect devil
maybe
fruit
he's
before you couldn't
undiscriminated.
jump into
Maybe
water.
Joy Boy was undiscriminative towards who he gave hockey, just like everyone. Everybody
Yeah,
did.
Hey,
infinite.
can I say this just to finish up? Look, I'm going off what you guys are saying. I watched this episode this week, and as Joy Boy is Haki, and he was able to store the Haki into the knot. Yeah, it made me think.
Yeah,
It made me think that maybe this has been happening in the story, and we just haven't been seeing it. Like we had, and I think it might be through the straw hat. Is it possible that Shanks somehow stored Haki into that hat, and maybe Roger into that hat, and maybe Luffy he can the hat is a reason. Like there's something you can do with the hat. I mean, the hat is essentially straw, and just like string and
yeah.
ropes can be straw too. Is it possible that Luffy is carrying Haki from Roger
Oh.
and Shanks. And if it is Joy Boy's hat too, maybe
Luffy's
Joy Boy.
been carrying the world on his head. The straw hat, like the red lion and everything. Like
I think it's an
maybe
image
he's
of the
got
world, maybe. But
yeah,
is it possible
he's
that
got that world on his head.
he uses that hat in a way, and unleashes Shanks's haki and Roger's haki?
Frisbee.
That would be so sick.
Oh, maybe he's the one that has to return the hat to a certain person, not to Shanks.
Honest man, fuck it. At this point, Oda, you've already given him another man's power. Give him Shanks. Give him Rogers. Yeah, like, fuck it. Yeah. Yeah, I can accept it.
No,
I was.
look, I don't know if I'd love it if he was carrying their power the whole time, but I'm saying within
Yep.
the hat he could use it some way. I
No,
don't think I'd like it if he
laugh.
was powerful because of Shanks's haki and Roger's haki.
At first, I was listening to it and I was like, "Oh, I hate that." But then I was just like, "Why would I hate that when Joy Boy is
Joy Boy
given power?"
Yeah. No, I think unwillingly he finds out that he could use the hat and it has their haki, something like that. I think I'd like that. I wouldn't like if it's been powering him the whole time. I think that takes away from his character.
Yeah, it does, but at the same time, it's not gonna fuck with me too much because I'm gonna be like, you know what? Yeah, it makes
like I don't know if I'd like that.
You know what would make me laugh, bro? If like Luffy meets up with Shanks again, and then he gets a hat, drops it, and just steps on it and like spits.
That would never happen.
But like, I'll just laugh if that happened. I'd be like, "Whoa, that one left."
Who steps on it though? Shanks or Luffy?
Luffy, he steps on his own hat and like looks at Shanks like,
All right,
I don't need this. This is our separation. This is where I become like the what you lended me. I'm giving it back. I'm gonna fuck you up now.
Nah. Look, hold on. In retrospective
of that hat.
In retrospective of what?
Funny.
No, now I agree with Zoro. No, my God. Now I agree with Zoro. Like, good. What's so good about this Shanks guy? Like, what's so good? Like, I agree with where
I hope Zoro fights Shanks and he loses. That'd be so sick. And then he realizes why he's so great.
People don't realize what Zoro is saying
with
is
one
that
arm too. One arm versus three swords.
People, I think, hopefully this blows your mind. What Zoro is actually saying to Luffy there, because Oda does this a lot with words when you think it means what it means, but it doesn't. When he said, "What's so like special about this Shanks guy?" Anyways, Zoro is actually sitting there and saying to Luffy, "Dude, time and time again, you fuck with our freedom and your freedom for the sake of his freedom. What is so special about this guy?"
Yeah, true. Sometimes he puts them in danger just because of Shanks.
He puts them in danger for Shanks' sake.
Yeah.
So, do you believe that we're gonna find something that Shanks did that we don't know about that he did for Luffy?
Yeah, I think we're finding about it right now.
Yeah,
literally in the story, we're finding out that he left and probably accidentally gave him the fruit. I just want to ask you guys a question. What do you guys think about this? And I think we should like end it up.
Okay.
What do you think happens at the hat at the end of the story? Do you think Luffy passes it on, or like who does he give it to? Does he give it back to Shanks?
Steps on it and fights Shanks.
Nah.
What do
you really think though? What do you really think will happen?
That's what I want to happen.
Yeah, but what do you think will happen? I want to know what you think will happen.
Yeah, you'll probably pass it on to the next captain, Usopp.
Where the hat goes at the end of the.
Or does he like lay it down or something?
Or
I feel
Kaido's daughter.
I feel like whose?
Kaido's daughter.
I feel like he's. What do you think, Dill? I just want to before I say what I think.
It's possibly Bonnie, huh?
Yeah, I was gonna say that too. I feel like the story right now is just telling us.
What about Loki?
Nah, I feel like it's just telling us Bonnie's the next generation of Nika.
What about the future?
It's Bonnie. At this point in time, it's Bonnie.
Yeah, I think it's Bonnie too.
If it's not Bonnie, it's Toma.
Who?
What do you think that?
Because she also has the woven hats too. Yeah, actually, that's a good guess. I think it's Bonnie, man. Like everything about Bonnie screams like Joy Boy, Nika, next generation.
Didn't Makino have a son? So it's gonna be her son too.
Oh yeah, that's a good one too, Deal.
What about Momonosuke?
Yeah.
Nah, I don't know if Momonosuke. I mean, it's good potential, but Momonosuke is grown now. I think it's got to be someone young. I like Makino's son. That's good because if that's
No,
Shanks' kid too, that's like passing the hat
it's
back
passing it down.
generation. Yeah, I like that.
Could what? All right. What if Blackbeard gets Luffy's hat and it's like, I'm gonna destroy this hat, and Luffy goes, no, don't destroy.
I
And
mean,
then the
That
hat,
could
the hat's
happen.
destroyed.
That's very
to
like.
be honest,
Oh, I like that better. There's someone destroys the hat. That's. I think that's. I
Yeah.
think that's. Ooh, that's
How
pretty.
would that
That.
happen now?
I mean, I would
look,
like to know. That's what we could get Dark
That's it.
Luffy.
All right. So the hat gets destroyed, and something in the One Piece will happen.
that's something. Hold on, that's something I want to point out. That is beautifully. That is geniusly written. But there is something in the One Piece community that anyone can see, even new fans can see through from a mile away. One Piece is making so much money that Oda sometimes doesn't go through with decisions that should be made. And AKA, let's be real, they should have lost on Wano. They should have lost on Wano. We know this, guys.
I don't
They
know.
should have.
Luffy's power up made me
He's
think he was
giving
never
us
gonna lose.
like a backstory, just like how the Axeman
I mean, they
helped
technically
Roger.
did lose, and then Luffy came
Yeah,
awake
yeah,
again.
Roger lost
they
one
lost
time.
several times on Wano. But one weird thing about that is that not once did they continuously lose against dual Yonko. It was always just Yonko, then a new Yonko, then a Yonko, and the only one time was it dual Yonko that beat them.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like if Big Mom and Kaido had just came at them OG style, it was a wraps. We know this, guys. It was
Yeah.
a wraps. So that's just my point on what I'm trying to say. Like I feel like Oda understands that the Straw Hat probably makes close to $1 billion in merchandise.
Yeah.
You know what I
Sure.
mean?
I don't think
So
I'd like the twist because I think it would be
But if you
super.
take it away, maybe at the end and it gets destroyed, it'll add more value to the hat.
Yeah.
nah, it won't.
No.
It won't
No,
matter.
because everyone will wear it and remember.
I would know. I would like to see a character development moment of what would happen if that happened, but I don't think he would do it. I don't think he would do it
And see what Jesse
because it's
what
like
Jesse
passing.
just
It's like
said.
passing the torch, but it could end the end of an era. Like maybe Luffy himself gets rid of the hat because
So
like
you know
we don't need a person like Nika. We don't need a person like Joy Boy anymore. So we don't need the hat.
So you know how Jesse's sitting there, like how Jesse just said, it'd be like a character development. It'd almost be like buying a new toy set. No one's gonna
Oh,
pick up old Luffy anymore. No one's gonna pick up old Luffy anymore. Everyone's gonna pick up new Luffy. You feel me?
New
It
Luffy with
would,
that hat.
know.
He has
yeah,
an eye patch
yeah.
now.
yeah.
But dumb.
He's
Alright,
got dreadlocks.
let's end it. Wait, let's end it. Let's end it. I'm hungry as.
Luffy pokes his eye out,
End
bro.
it.
What's today's game, Seb? You gotta think of a character, and
Oh, are you doing the same thing? I said that was an
we made.
exclusive for my episode.
Um,
No, it's alright. It's alright. If Seb can do one, do one now. We can finish it up.
don't worry, I'll think of a new one for
Right.
it.
No.
I spy with my little eye. I'm a samurai. That's all I'm gonna give you.
I spy with my little eye. He's a samurai. And how many
How many guesses do you
questions?
get?
5.
Five each.
Yeah.
Dude, it's too easy. He's already categorized it as a samurai.
Yeah.
There's like 10 samurai named characters that we know, probably. So we could just probably name the characters. Let's just name the characters and not ask questions.
Try it out. Name them. Go.
Wait, do you want to make it harder for us? Do you want to make it harder for us and just name him?
No, he's confident. He's already confident. He just said, "Go, name him." Don't do it, bro. He's too confident. It's someone like Vista or someone, and I'm not guessing. Like,
Are they? Wait, my one question is: are they actually a samurai? Are you playing with us? Are they
Like
a samurai from Wano?
are they a sword? No.
It's not One Piece.
Bruh, dumbass.
I thought you meant like a proper anime.
This guy was gonna make us guess, and then we're never gonna guess because we're guessing One Piece characters. All right, end the stream. Is it Samurai Jack?
No.
Is it Inuyasha?
No.
Is it Rurouni Kenshin?
Yep.
Is it really?
Yep.
Oh,
Ronald Kingston.
Hey, we're gonna get there eventually. I
yeah,
think
we
it's,
would.
Hey,
it might
at
be.
least he
It
gets
was,
there. You
you know,
didn't.
that was probably easier because it's not even in One Piece. I feel like we know more
Yeah.
named One Piece summarized than we do outside of in other anime. All right, let's outro.
All right. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, we are always glad, as always. This is the real Nikas that, as you know, Seb, Jesse, Dylan, we love you all. The message is freedom, positivity. The world's in a crazy place right now, so the best thing to do, my message is go out, give someone some love, a hug, anything. Say hello to a stranger today, people, because that's all this is. So love y'all and you take care. Any message from y'all?
You look nice.
Make peace. Make One Piece.
Wow.
All right.
I love it. I love the metaphor.
And win D peace.
Yeah. Bye.
Take care, boys.